this is actually, I'll answer that question, but this is actually one of the rune trials. But just to show it here. So we talked about those. We talked about the runes that you can earn. You do these through these trials, and they basically take you to a different, kind of like a little challenge level.
Oh, that's sick. So you just got to destroy everything in a minute and 30 seconds. 14.
For this
different
one
every time.
Yeah, it's different every single time, and each one gives you a different rune trial. There's 12 of them throughout the game, and that one is destroy everything within a certain amount of time. There's ones where it's more about movement and getting through through the world in a certain amount of time. And then again, those unlock these. These are upgraded or mastered through challenges. So you can see their vacuum. You can upgrade. It's actually already upgraded, but some of the other ones, you have to kind of continue to use that. The nice thing, actually, if you go back to runes real quick, it's when you get your first rune, you get these slots, and so you get your first slot. But then as you continue to play, when you've found and been awarded 4 runes, it opens up a second slot. And then once you've done 7, it opens up a third slot. And these are all stacking capabilities. So you get this really awesome ability to tune the gameplay to exactly how you want, just based on stacking these runes together in different combinations. And you can adjust these at any point during the gameplay. I mean, he just jumps in here and does this. So you get into a boss fight, and you may adjust your runes. Like you maybe don't want something that plays so much into glory kills. You want something that gives you infinite ammo when your health or when your armor's above.
What are we seeing here right now?
This is actually a pretty early level in the campaign. It's the second kind of mission you're on here. It takes place in what's called the Resource Operations Facility in the UAC. You've basically at the very beginning of the game you've woken up and fought your way out of a kind of a secret bunker that you're in. You don't know why. You don't have a really good idea of what's happened. And you really just you start tearing things apart.
So if you don't mind answering this, I noticed the characters, the different demons and all that stuff and monsters, they flash with like orange and blue. I know that has been talked about before, but I guess for some new viewers who may not have seen Doom before, what does that actually indicate?
Yeah, that's kind of our glory kill system. When you've done a certain amount of damage to an enemy, your visor and your HUD highlights them in that way. When they turn kind of that bluish, that means they're stunned and they're kind of in a state of we call it a stagger state. And they're particularly vulnerable. And you can shoot them, you can run up to them, and then glory kill them. And when you get close enough, they turn orange. That's all. That stuff can be turned off through the settings if somebody doesn't like that, wants a little bit more of a challenge for themselves.
Okay. Speaking of challenge, as a matter of fact, ultraviolet mode.
Oh yes, of course. Hugo's playing on Hurt Me Plenty. We didn't want him dying too much, but the challenge of playing the game is actually a really big thing. Here he's bringing up our automap, that station he touched. You find those throughout the game. Without that, you basically kind of go through and you're revealing parts of the level as you go through. But finding secrets is a big deal. So here he revealed kind of a secret space by getting the auto map and seeing that there was a space above him that he might not have realized before.
Nice. And we did see just there Olivia Pierce, who actually is going to be a central figure in the story. We probably don't want to dive too deep, because clearly we want people to discover that when the game releases. But I would say for Doom for Doom single player people, sorry, we love the multiplayer so much. For Doom single player guys, it's a little bit of a change of pace, right? Because Doom had traditionally told stories through just like segments of lines and sentences, like, oh, this situation's happening here, and so on and so forth. Really simplistic stuff. You guys are bringing in an antagonist into this to really help drive the narrative for why our character is doing what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. We don't put story front and center at all. Doom's about doing this. I mean, it's about fighting demons and using awesome guns. So it hasn't been a huge focus necessarily, but as I mentioned, we've tried to infuse a lot of mystery and a story that will keep you kind of playing and digging if you want it. we tend to we kind of say like we keep it pushed out of the way a little bit, and have you diving in to try and figure it out. Here's another example. He kind of is seeing that that there was a suit of armor up there that he missed. Again, players can choose to pull that up whenever they want. If you're really into the exploration aspect of the game, and you want to find all the secrets, and you want 100%, might be something up there. But
so is that bit there when he brings up the map visible always, or is it just like, hey, here's this part that you may have missed, and then the map kind of alludes to a hint, or there are even more secret portions that I probably will miss, and the map won't tell me?
Yeah, there's absolutely in fact, the map doesn't specifically tell you where there's secrets, and because he found the auto map station, it's revealing the whole map. If he wouldn't have found that just that piece, it would only be revealing where he's going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and then the auto map stations, are they like actually hidden within the map, or?
Yeah, there's one in each map, usually kind of towards the beginning, so you can try and find it. Or if you're just more into like running and gunning, you can skip them. Exactly. You can see here actually we've talked about the glory kill system a little bit, but one of the nice things about it is it's really contextual, so you can see basically wherever he's looking on the character, he's getting these really fluid kills, and again it's completely optional to glory kill enemies, and as you get further into the game, it becomes kind of strategic. Like you could have a few guys staggered and decide, man, this is a perfect opportunity to take them out with a bigger gun, use a rocket launcher or a Gauss. In this case, these are all pretty early enemies. This is very early in the game, so you're mostly fighting imps and zombies.
And the codex here. Tell me about this.
Yeah, this is actually one of the ways that the players can dive in and figure out kind of figure out the lore of the game. Again, we don't really do cutscenes and big cinematic moments. It's just not what we feel like Doom is all about. But we did want to provide a really nice foundation for players to be able to understand what was going on with the UAC, a little bit about who you are, and about and quite a bit about what was going on there, and actually give quite a bit of lore on the different characters or the different monsters, the demons. It's a pretty rich universe that hasn't we've never been particularly explicit about some of these things. So we talk about how revenants are formed, and there's a whole kind of fiction behind that. But again, it's there if you want it. If you just want to kind of play very naturally and just power through, you get that.
Yeah, well, if I recall correctly, one of the trailers, I'm trying to remember which trailer it was, but actually showed the construction of a cyber demon, if I was correct, all right? And I find that to be really interesting too, because Doom is a pretty gruesome game, so there's always like those instances. Like I think one of the most prominent scenes in a video game for me, which is so weird, is like dating back to the 360, which I can't believe I said dating back, but that's the world we live in now. Where I think it was Quake 4, I want to say, when like you're going through the I guess construction process of like your legs being like ripped up.
Process.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy, and I actually think that is a pretty cool element that you guys are bringing into Doom. You're really trying to highlight the gruesomeness, while at the same time not really trying to throw like crazy amounts of story in your face, and I also appreciate that it's not shock value, right? It's more like, I have giant guns, I'm gonna beat the crap out of all the demons and monsters and everything that is around me.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of beating the crap out of monsters,
yes.
Here comes a chainsaw. This is
Hugo,
really cool.
have fun.
And Hugo's kind of actually been, if you're paying attention at home, he's kind of revealing a couple secrets. We're not gonna ruin all the secrets, but it does give you an example of, if you look around and you try to find some of the secrets. This is actually I was gonna actually have him turn this off, but he was gonna turn off tutorials here. But you get a sense of all this type of things that you can configure through the game. You can change, show your HUD. You can turn off the entire HUD.
Turn off the glory kill highlight.
Turn off the glory kill highlighting. Yeah, you can play it almost like a stripped down version where there's just you, your gun, and the demons.
I saw crosshair styles there. Too.
Yeah, you can change to a simple crosshair.
Okay.
Something we actually pulled across. It's kind of fun to do is field of view. Not a lot of console games.
Thank you.
Do field of view. If you want the game to even feel just a little bit faster, just crank that up a little bit to 100.
I played 110.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, on the multiplayer.
I loved it. Like a lot of my viewers on my stream were telling me, dude, just go full 110. Thank me later. And oh my goodness, look at that. that is just amazing.
The you know.